You know who else was victorious at UFC 299? Our in-studio guest at this time, who I do believe is joining us in studio for the very first time. Perhaps I'm wrong. I'm not sure. Let's see the entrance. Is it The Undertaker? What is it? Do we have music? Do we have lights? Ah, there he is. You know yourself. Wow, wearing the full getup, huh?
Yes,
look at this.
Man.
How are you, my man?
I'm good, man.
Good to see you. Good to see you. Thank you for coming in.
No problem, no problem.
Please have a seat. Is this the first time?
No. We've been in studio before, in the old studio.
Old studio, okay.
The old studio, but the first time in the new studio.
In this one, yes.
Yes, in the studio. I love it.
By the way, you smell fantastic, huh?
What is this? Try to stay sweet.
What is this? Holy
It's an
smokes.
MVP mask.
Okay. You're going to have one. Ilya is with Dolce. You saw that?
Oh, no, seriously? Oh, amazing.
Yesterday, he posted a whole thing.
Oh, wow. That's
By the way,
amazing.
why are you wearing the full outfit? What is going on here?
I just came prepared for today.
This is all right. Are we fighting?
No.
Okay. Yesterday, I saw you all fresh in the outfit at the premiere.
Yes.
Looking good.
Yes. Well, it's good to see you there, actually.
Yeah, that was fun.
What do you think of it?
I enjoyed. We did a whole breakdown earlier, and I said, and people are going to say, "Oh, you're just saying it because it's Conor, this and that." I had fun. It was 2 hours. You escape.
I had fun.
Is it going to win an Oscar? Probably not, but it was just good fun.
It was great. I said exactly the same thing. It's a fun film. It's high energy, good entertainment. He plays the perfect role because it's just himself.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And I'm happy for him, and I enjoyed it.
I thought he was going to be like 5 minutes, like just a cameo. I didn't realize how big, and it's like you can't help but laugh when you see him up there. Just like it's almost like an exaggerated version of him, and he's larger than life to begin with.
Yeah.
The fight scenes were great, right? As a fighter, how did you feel? Do you feel like they got it?
Yeah, no. The thing is, it's weird because I'm very critical of fight
because you're a big like movie guy.
I'm into series and stuff. So that style of fight scene is not my favorite style, but this one was entertaining.
Okay.
Like I still enjoyed it, but because it's very like obviously
exaggerated,
and the thing is, I've had to do shots like that before. Just like playing around with camera tricks and stuff. So I get what they're doing, but yeah, it's not my favorite.
Okay.
But I did enjoy this.
Have you been in a movie?
No. But I did a short film the other day. And I actually
just the other day?
Boxer. Yeah, literally the other day.
Okay.
I'm actually playing a boxer as well, so we had to do that kind of style fighting. And obviously I've written a script and...
You have?
I've written a script. I'm looking to do, developing a TV show, developing a comic of that same show as well.
Oh, snap.
Yeah. So
you say, obviously, I wrote a script. Like, how would I know this?
I didn't know.
Okay.
my mind is so creative. I just need to get stuff out.
Wow. And what is or should you not say?
Not quite yet.
Okay.
Not quite yet. But
would you be in it?
The plan is I'll probably have a cameo, but I think because it's going to be my baby, I kind of want to see it develop without, interruptions of me trying to focus on the acting side of things as well. But I'll definitely probably have a cameo in it.
Is this a dream of yours to make something? Because I know you grew up watching like the Kung Fu films and all that stuff. So is this something you've always wanted to do?
Yeah, I think it's definitely something that I could see myself in.
Okay.
But it's definitely becoming more of a reality. Even speaking to 50 about it, he was very interested in it as well.
Look at you just dropping 50, huh?
Yeah.
You still boys?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, wow.
Of course.
You're going to see him here while you're here?
No, I don't have enough time out here.
You don't have enough time to see him.
I don't.
I like that. Is he interested?
Yeah, he liked the concept of speaking to his team, so hopefully we can make something happen. If not, but we're speaking to quite a few other people as well. But yeah, no, it's everybody that we've given it to, you can see their excitement, which is nice for me because it was just my brain baby that I just wrote down one day, and it's to see how far it's come now.
You did it by yourself?
No, so initially the concept idea was me and like one of my best friends, she's a film producer herself. So I just asked her, I was like, what do you think of this? And she was like, this is amazing, like, can I work on it with you? And from then on, it was me and her have been developing it over the last 2 years. So like I said, we're about to finish the first draft comic of the same storyline as well, so yeah.
By the way, as someone who like loves this stuff, I like movies, but I don't consider myself a movie buff. What would you say is the greatest martial arts movie of all time? And I know that encompasses a lot.
Yeah.
But like, what is the gold standard in your opinion?
It's very difficult because different aspects of what you can bring with combat movies. Is it a serious combat movie? Is it a comical one? Like, I love the style of like Jackie Chan, Sammo Hung, how he used to develop his stuff, Donnie Yen, some of the serious films. That style of combat on screen for me it's unrivaled. I think nowadays, again, we try to be a bit as fancy as possible and go too big. I think sometimes the simplicity and the simple, like just choreographed scenes are 10 times better. So yeah, it's difficult.
Did you like all the Bruce Lee stuff back in the day? Enter the Dragon?
It's weird. I didn't. Don't get me wrong. I like Bruce Lee.
Yeah.
But I wasn't raised on him specifically.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I kind of had to. It's more Jackie Chan, Donnie Yen, Jet Li. It was that era. So Drunken Master and those kind of films, and then I kind of went back and started watching the Bruce Lee kind of the films and stuff as well. Okay. But that wasn't for when I was first growing.
By the way, we just had Benoit Saint Denis on, who was on the same card.
Yes, yeah.
I don't know if you were here when we were talking about his staph infection. Did you see the photos?
Yeah, I saw it backstage.
Did you see that?
Yeah.
I just want to put it up one more time, if I could, and just get your opinion. To someone like that is some of the worst I've ever seen.
Yeah,
this was 2 days before he left to Miami.
Yeah,
he had this. Have you ever seen it on the forehead like that?
I've never seen it on the forehead like that. That looks really bad. And I can't imagine what the effect of that.
Yes, antibiotics and everything.
Yeah. So that's really bad. I've never had it myself, but
you've never had. That's what I was going to ask you.
Yeah. Touch wood.
Really,
I've
amazing.
Had it. So that's good. I know because it's a common gym thing.
Yes.
But yeah, and I haven't actually had it yet.
You guys are just maybe a little cleaner.
The thing is, weirdly enough, I wouldn't see that. If you come to our gym, that would not be the thing. It's happened. Like a couple of guys in the gym have had it.
Okay.
It's just I'm just fortunate to not be one of those people.
I can't even imagine what that feels like
on
your
your
forehead.
Yeah.
Before fighting Dustin Poirier.
Yeah. Unbelievable. He's such a lovely guy as well.
Yes. Soft spoken. He'll be back now.
He actually said his first pro gym that he went to was London Shoot Fighters.
No way. He told you that?
Yeah.
Did you know?
I didn't know. It's Norbert actually remembered him.
Wow.
And then I was like, I don't remember him. He said, no, but I actually rode with him and stuff when he first came in. And when we was in the same warm-up room and he walked in, he's like, man, you guys, your gym is the first pro gym that I ever went to.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So you were in the changing room with him on the night?
Not on the night. So there's a warm-up room in the hotel.
Yes. So, all right, we're 2 weeks or less than 2 weeks removed from your debut. And I know it's fresh, but do you notice a difference now that you're a UFC fighter? The way people look at you, talk about you, talk to you, want to talk to you. Do you notice that already?
Yeah, there's definitely a big...
Really?
A bigger wave of interest now, which I kind of figured, but when you feel it, it's interesting. And I'm saying this because obviously when we spoke, and I'm speaking to the members of my team, and they're like, I said, I've spoken to him already. And they're like, oh, you speak to him? I was like, but Ariel's been speaking to me from way back. So before all of this wave of hype, me and you have been speaking.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Again, I've been in your shows and I've always appreciated that as well, because it is that there's so many people that wait until something happens first and then, they're kind of reactive then. But yeah, I have noticed a difference.
And is that something where you're like, you weren't paying attention to me when I was Bellator showing me the love? Like, do you keep the receipts?
I'm a petty guy, so yes.
Okay, yes. I appreciate that. So am I.
I'm a petty guy, so yes. But at the same time, I also understand it. I'm also capable of putting my ego to one side as well and just being like, well, it is what it is. You have to keep showing. You have to keep... proving to people, regardless. I reckon I can get to where you probably think that it's the highest of the highs, and still there's going to be something to prove. So it's just part of the game.
Is there any part of you that says, man, I kind of wish I was here a couple of years ago?
No. I don't like to look back on things that are not within my control. And I'm a big believer of everything happens for a reason. And this, for my journey, this is timed perfectly for my journey.
Why is
and
that?
I just feel genuinely my experience versus how amazing I actually feel. A lot of people are like, how they talk about my age. And I keep telling people, seriously, if you was to spar with me, you wouldn't question my age. There's not one youngster out there that can move as fast as me, or that I struggle with to compete at that level at all. But now I've also got the experience on top of that for the years that I've been in, and how to compose myself under the lights and so on and so forth as an added bonus, whereas you're a young buck coming up. So this is perfect for me.
Were you ever close to going to the UFC in the past?
There was always talks,
Like, was there ever a period where they were like really coming out? Because I know there obviously you had multiple contracts with Bellator throughout the years. Was it ever super close?
No, not in terms of, no, this is the first time I've been able to actually have that breaking period for them to really show interest. But I've actually been over there. I think I went over there with Jimmy Warhead as his warm-up partner.
Oh, wow.
And even when I got over there, everyone was over, like all the staff and everything was like, man, we'd love for you to come over. Like you could see the genuine like interest and excitement that I was even there. And that was
like
way back.
Several years ago. Yeah.
At least
Decade.
7 years ago. Yeah, so I've always felt that interest there, but no, this has been the only opportunity really.
Would you have been disappointed or would you have felt like your career was incomplete if you never fought there once?
I think now that I'm here, I would look back and say yes, you know. But I guess without really experiencing just this wave, it's hard to tell what you'd.
So it wasn't like a thing like I have to do it. If it presents itself, great. But you seemed rather content.
Yeah, and I was saying, I can't remember who I was speaking to, but I said if my career ended, let's say before the fight, if my career ended, I'm happy with what I've done, what I've achieved. The impact that I've had, considering I hadn't gone to the biggest show. So I'd be happy. But yeah, it's now that I'm here, I'm glad that we are here.
And so, you know, now you see like what's happened to Bellator. Bellator is now PFL and whatnot, and they've got their first show of the new era on Friday. If they never were sold, if it was the same guys, Coker, all those guys, like if it was just the same old era, do you think this happened perfectly where it was easy to break through and maybe financially they weren't signing guys, they weren't trying to break the bank, etc. Was that part of it? If there was a kind of a sliding doors moment where it's still the same old crew, do you think they would have come correct and offered you a whole bunch of money and it would have been impossible to say no to them?
No, it didn't feel like that. And
Okay.
this is one of the reasons why I felt I needed to step out and see if there are other people out there value what they have. I feel like they've got something and they just didn't value it in the same way. I could be wrong, but this is just how I felt from it. And it's not that I have a bad relationship with them at all. You know, even Scott still message. I don't have a bad relationship with any of the guys, but I just didn't feel like they valued what I was doing, how I was delivering things over there. So it just felt like it's the right step for me to just break away and then see, you know, if others can see it my way. And yeah, it worked perfectly.
What happened with the face-off with Cedric and all that? Was all that just like, you know...
I'm a marketing genius,
yeah. So it was just, you know, was it maybe to get the UFC to be like, okay, we gotta fucking...
Yeah, again, obviously there's a conversation with both sides again, and I was very clear with PFL. I was like, it would take a lot, like a hell of a lot, to turn my head away from the UFC. That's definitely the direction I want to go in. But everyone, you know, everyone's busy. Things are happening. Other things are moving. It's not just about me. So, you know, you got to keep reminding people that things aren't sewn, like aren't in stone yet. So it was just a perfect opportunity to do that. And the UFC are like, wait, what's going on?
Did it work?
Yeah, 100%.
Amazing. Because it did feel like it happened like shortly thereafter.
Yeah. It definitely did work.
Maybe that's why Dana announced it at the press conference like that, huh? He's like, all right, you want to play that game? We're going to play this game with you.
No, so either way, like, again, I've only met him like properly once. And again, it was quite brief, but, you know, I had a
that was in
interaction.
Miami?
That was in... No, it wasn't in Miami. It was in... Can't remember where I was.
Oh, it was even before this fight
It was before.
Oh, wow.
It was Abu Dhabi.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah.
yes, when you had that. How long was that meeting?
Nah, not long. You know, probably about 5 minutes.
Okay.
Just general chit chat and stuff. But just his energy is weird. Obviously, similarly to myself, the persona that I have in the cage is very different to what I'd give you, you know, when we're face to face. And it felt like that for him. He's got a persona that, you know, he's Showtime and Dana White. And then when, you know, I met him there and it's just kind of like, oh man, he's just very chill. We're like, man, welcome to having you. I'm glad you're coming over and da-da-da-da. Just a very different person to what I thought I was gonna, you know, gonna meet. But yeah, it was cool.
Not to harp on the past, but did you ever find out why they announced it like that?
No, not at all. Not at all. I didn't know how they were gonna announce it.
Middle of the night, post-fight press conference,
it's just like,
no promo, no
It was
nothing.
weird. You know, it's so weird that they didn't have anything to do. Everything happened so quickly, so they wouldn't have had any content anyway. But it is weird that it happened like that. And weirdly enough, I like that he did it like that. And the only reason I'm going to say that is because it made it so much different.
Yeah, I guess.
Everybody and I like to be the standalone.
But you deserve a hullabaloo. You deserve a package.
I'm going to make my noise anyway.
Yeah, I know you did make a noise. You did. You had everything.
But I just like the fact that it was different, like the way he did it. And everyone was like, wait, what? And it just was a thing. Like, why did you just do it like that?
Yes.
So I kind of like this weird.
He mentioned you like you were just a guy on the roster.
But it's weird because that's what I'm saying. That's how I felt even when I came to the UFC recently in Miami. I got there. It didn't feel like I'm a new person coming to this place. It felt like that I've got the respect of everybody already. It felt like I've already existed there forever, which is nice. Do you know what I mean? Like there's no added pressure.
Okay.
Obviously, I had to do a few more media stuff, but in general, everyone was just like, man, just responding to me like we had known.
Yeah,
and had a
you're a known
relationship.
commodity.
Yeah.
Anyone who follows the sport has known about you. And there's only a few of you left.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's not that many guys out there right now who, I would say Kayla to a degree, although she started much later than you.
Yeah.
But I would say you're kind of like one of the last guys. You and Chandler, who obviously has come over. That would, like, when I was watching, I was like, wow, I can't believe MVP's in the UFC. It was so weird when you walked out, It felt almost like you were an intruder because you were so associated with the belt.
Yeah.
Not in a bad way,
No,
but like it was just like, it felt like even this is weird, if I'm being honest. You wearing this
A friend
is
of
weird.
mine said exactly the same thing, and there are moments even for myself. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm in the UFC. Like, you forget. But yeah, it's cool. I'm glad I'm here.
It's a crazy thing. So have we had any talks yet about the next move, the next one?
No, but my coaches are kind of, I think they're angling towards, they're saying like the UK.
That has to be the one, right?
Where it said it's good time, sufficient amount of time. And then they're going to start speaking. But I've, to be fair, just been on holiday.
Yeah,
just enjoying
chilling.
myself, just chilling.
Have you even been back to the gym?
No, so literally I've gone from Miami, spent some more time with the family, flew to Jamaica.
Oh,
I've got
wow.
friends and family over there. Then me and my missus went to Turks and Caicos, which you have to go.
The
If
best.
you haven't,
I've been.
it's amazing.
The beach is something else,
I've
huh?
never been on a beach like that. I've never been on a beach like that before in my life. So
the sand.
we went there a couple of days and then we came to do the premiere.
Oh,
and
wow.
I'm going back to Miami in a few days, spend a bit more time with the family, and then I get back.
What is it like when you go back to Jamaica now as a UFC fighter with the win? Like, what was that homecoming like of sorts?
No, you're going to get people that recognize you, like, and they're just confused that you're even there. But no, it's just relaxed. I don't like to make it.
You don't make a big hullabaloo.
There's no need. Like, I don't feel like anyway. There's no need. I'm enjoying the fact that there's almost you live two lives. The Clark Kent, Superman.
Yeah.
I can go back to Clark Kent whenever I want and just kind of calm down. You're obviously going to get recognized every now and again, but it's nice to just be myself and not feel like I have to be like
Right, of course.
on guard or.
But between you, Leon, Aljo, I might be forgetting. Oh, Rude Boy, right?
Yeah,
Randy Brown.
Randy.
What is the state of MMA in Jamaica? Is it?
To be fair, I think I've spoken to a few people that are doing some like work over there, like charity work over there, and I'm hoping to get over there and do some work over there myself properly. But it's still it's a baby. These guys they don't have enough facilities and so on and so forth and funding. But hopefully, like I said, all the names that we've got now, we can go over and make some stuff happen.
Okay. And by the way, family, you have 7 of you in your family?
There's 7 of us, yeah.
7?
Yeah.
How many boys, how many girls?
There is 2 girls and
5 boys. And
yeah.
where do you fall?
I'm right in the middle.
Right in the middle.
Yeah.
And are you close with all your siblings?
All of us are just, they were all over for the fight.
Wow.
Yeah,
Do they usually go to all your fights?
They try to as much as possible. It's just always depending on where it is, and they got families and stuff, so they have to organize, make sure kids are all right. But we always try to make it happen.
Damn.
And they're a
7.
big part of everything that I do with regards to my walkouts. Like my walkout, the Undertaker remix, came from my brother-in-law.
Okay.
Like he done that, and my brother.
He produced it.
Yeah, he done.
Wow.
And we do this all the time. Like a lot of my walkouts for years have been from within. And I like that because we have control. They always like, you need to try and get permissions from this. Like, we don't need permission. This is us.
Yeah.
What I mean? So they're a big part of even just the creative thinking and stuff. Yeah.
And so I think, correct me if I'm wrong, did they all compete in some way, shape, or form in martial arts? Did anyone get to a pro level where they were earning money?
No.
Okay.
I think I'm the only one that's kind of taken it to that level. But I think 4 of them world champions. I think the same 4, all black belts, and Yeah, they done a lot. And they live with my brother now in the States. He's still teaching in the States. My brother in the UK is still teaching. It's called Hands Down Martial Arts. Obviously representative of our style, where we come from. And he's just started to compete again, just for fun, kind of get back into it. My younger brother, who's bigger than me, he was unbelievable, even back then when I was still competing. But this was just found his place as a coach and kind of just enjoys himself as a coach.
Why were you the only one that went pro, you think?
Not sure. I'm the only one I just wanted to perform for a living. Other people were just kind of, all the other family members were kind of happy with just the competition, that circus, how we were doing, and then kind of fall into normal life. But I was just like, no, I want to do this for a living. I don't want to do anything else. And then that's when I was like, it's not going to happen in the kickboxing, I have to find something else. And that's when I went to the mixed martial arts and found MMA, and then just took it from there.
Why couldn't it have happened like with K1 or Glory or anyone?
It could have. Again, for me, it's the style of kickboxing that we did was still very different to the K1 and Glory, that kind of stuff. From what I was looking at, there was nobody that was like a standout thing that inspired me to want to go that direction. But whereas I could see many superstars in mixed martial arts, even though I was obviously younger then, but I could see so many more people that I could look up to in that than I could in the K1. So I was like, let me try this. And I love to be a student again. Like I love to learn new stuff. And kickboxing is an easier step. Full contact kickboxing would have been an easier step. Boxing even still easier step. Whereas mixed martial arts, I'd have to learn so many new disciplines. And I was like, yeah, let me.
You had no ground training?
None.
Nothing?
Yeah,
Zero?
Nothing at all.
The first time you did a jiu-jitsu class, like when was it? How old were you?
23.
Wow. Was that at London Shoe Fighters?
Yeah.
You just walked in? Or were you already doing your kickboxing stuff there?
No. So when I crossed to do MMA, I had to find a completely new gym.
Wow.
Obviously, my dad was my coach at the time, and he said, like, I can't help you from here. You need to find someone that can take you the rest of the way. And that's what I did.
Was that a hard conversation?
Not really, because, again, I got full faith from my dad. And it's one of those ones where if he says that he couldn't do something, that's a lot for him to say. And he'll be, as a good coach, he'll tell you that, oh, this is not my place anymore. Whereas most coaches still want to be involved in everything. And
your dad, especially.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, but he's like, being a good coach, he's like, I can see that you want to do this, that's fine, but I can't take you anymore. So he didn't
want to stay on as like the striking guy?
Not at all.
Really?
Not at all.
So he just completely said,
this is a completely different art. Regardless of the striking, I can help you like in terms of from a distance and give you some of my feedback, but you need to find somebody else. And I went to American Top Team actually in the States because my family, my sister and brothers were over here in the States. Went to American Top Team, went to the place, walked around like, oh, this place is amazing. This is where I'm gonna start. And when I got back to the UK, I was telling my family, I'm gonna be moving. A friend of mine, Marvin, was like, look, let's just look at some gyms over here just to see if you can find anything.
Oh, wow.
We went to a few different gyms, went to London Shoot Fighters. I was like, oh, I don't know what it is, but I think when you've had a good coach for enough time, you can hear sense in other people, and that's in everything. So I walked into the gym and I'm listening to how the coaches are talking to people, and and I don't understand what they're talking about in terms of the terminologies, but I can just tell they know what they're talking about. And I was like, okay, let's start here. I'm still looking to go to America, but let's start here, and then just never left.
Oh, wow. So did you ever even go back to ATT?
Not at all.
Really?
I just fell in love with the place, and it's weird because they put me through hell, but yeah, I just
How
loved
so?
it. It's just it's known for being a very, very tough gym, and rightly so.
Do you think they were trying to test you?
I think part and parcel, he does that for anybody that comes through, but obviously, especially when he sees talent in somebody. Weirdly enough, he never saw me kickboxing, so he never saw my best attribute.
Wow.
He saw me doing jiu-jitsu. I was probably there for about, I don't know, a month. And the main coach at the time only dealt with the pros. So you'd see him walking in now, you're just like this angry man walking around, shouting at people. And he randomly just stopped, and you can feel piercing eyes, like I'm trying to grapple with whatever knowledge I had at the time. And he's just standing there just watching me across the mat. And the second, the other coach said change, he called me over, like, come here. I'm like, oh, shit. Walk over to see him. He's like, how long have you been doing jiu-jitsu for? I was like, oh, no, like 3 weeks, something like that. He's like, yeah, I can tell because you're shit. I was like, ah.
Wow.
I was like, he just called me, right? Okay. He's like, no, but you've got good instincts. Somebody with instincts like that has usually done something else. And I was like, yeah, no, I've done kickboxing. He's like, oh, so you're kickboxing, you're telling me your kickboxing is better than your jiu-jitsu? I was like, well, it should be. He's like, cool, go pad up. And I was like, oh my God. I've been watching these muscly monsters just going in and out of this cage. And now he wants me to go in there. And in my opinion, I felt like that was the worst I've ever sparred in my life. Gone in there, you know, just feeling the pressure of this coach, this angry man. And I started doing all my punching and kicking, had the spar. And he's like, cool, take your stuff, I'll go back to class. And I was like, oh, yeah, I messed it up. I definitely messed up. Next day, taps me on the shoulder, do you want to spar again? I was like, oh, yeah, if you want me to. He's like, okay, come. He did that to me. I'm talking, never coached me. Just literally just had me going just through the ringer for months and months and months. Really? And end of every session, same thing. It was like, okay, take your stuff off, go. I didn't even know. I didn't think he liked me. I just was like, we're just gonna do what you say. Then he asked me, he's like, you know, do you want to do this MMA for a living? And I was like, yeah, I'd love to. He's like, I might make you wait 3 years before you have your first fight. And I was like, yeah, if that's what you think, it might be 4 years. I was like, it's up to you. Like, I'm going with, I don't have any clue about this world. So whatever you think it's gonna take, I'll do it. He's like, okay, go back to class. And then I think it was like probably about a month later, he's like, okay, I got a fight for you. I was like, huh? I was like, what? So
pro
confused.
or amateur?
Pro.
Wow.
And that's what, even that was crazy. He was just like, no, we don't want to do, you don't need to do pro. You don't need to do amateur, you're just straight to pro. And I was like, oh, okay. But yeah, it took a while to realize that he actually did like me.
So do you think he was just trying to test to see like how much you wanted this, if you had it in you?
I guess that was his again, at the time he's just way more chilled now.
Is he still in your corner now?
Yeah, that's still my main coach.
What's his name?
Everyone got Alex.
Okay.
Yeah. So you got Alexis and Paul. So he's the one who'd be talking the most to me in the cage. And but he's always had that kind of personality, like serious. He doesn't like to waste time on people. And I think he saw talent and was like, I'd prefer to push him out the gym if he's not gonna be here long now than put time into him and then him leave the gym for whatever reason. So yeah, he just kept applying pressure, but I was just always there. Did you consider quitting at any point? No. Any point was like, this is not fun. This guy's a dick. It was always painful, but always fun. This is why I say I feel like all fighters have a weird, something in their brain that's not quite right. But yeah, it was never enjoyable because it was just painful. Sorry, it was very painful, but always enjoyable. Like the community there, like the jiu-jitsu guys and the wrestlers and the kickboxers and the boxers, like we all just cracked jokes and stuff. So in and around it was still fun. And then the work that he put you through was hell, but at the same time I was accustomed to that. My dad would do the same thing to his kids. So I'd see he'd put that little extra bit of pressure on us versus everybody else. And I'd see it, but I enjoyed it. So, you know, I'd still be there. So it felt like the perfect replacement, you know, somebody who was going to treat me exactly the same as how my dad treated me. Was that the first time in your life that your head coach wasn't your dad? Yeah. Was that weird? It was, but it just felt right. And I go with energies, and it's weird. My dad came down to watch me train once. Just once? Just once. He said, "I'll come to meet your coach." I said, "Yeah, that'd be great." They said they were speaking on the side. They went off together, speaking. Came back. He said, "You're in the right place." That he never came back to my gym again. He didn't need to. He's like, I trust this guy. And then up to today, my coach still tells me, he said, I remember having that conversation with your dad and I took it seriously. And yeah, that's why I'm going to keep putting the pressure on you and I want you to be the best. If your dad would have said, I don't like this place, would you have left? It definitely would have been the thing is, he would be logical though. There would be a reason as to why he'd say it. And we're very similar in that sense. So I doubt that would have happened. But if it happened, I would definitely take it on board massively, yeah. Your dad's no longer with us, right? No. How difficult is it to have all the success now and be here, UFC, all this, and not have him witness it? it's definitely difficult. It's definitely hard. Because, you know, there's moments like I'm like, you would have loved this. Even like after my last fight, I was pointing up like I just know he would have enjoyed this moment as well, especially that first one, because he's like your #1 supporter. But my dad's still around in as much that if you was to meet any of my siblings, we are all aspects of him. It's like I feel him around me all the time, and I think this is another reason why we're so close. It's just like, it's regardless of him not being here, he feels like he's still here with me. So, and this is why it's so nice that this sport, for me anyway, keeps dragging my family back together, which is great. And like I said, we are all a representation of him.
Is your style from him?
Yeah. So he
would compete like that too.
Yeah, we've got like old school videos somewhere, I'm sure.
Wow.
And even the showmanship of him, like he would like land. He used to be called Diamond Kick. He's one of the guys that could hold his leg up for ages and just like land it on people. And so he's just a very good kicker. And I've seen a video like he's swept somebody, like landed an axe kick on them after he swept them, jumped up and he's dancing into the camera and stuff. Like I can tell, like I get that aspect from him as well, and that kind of culture. So yeah.
Do you watch Karate Combat?
Yes, not loads, but some of the main fights that be flagged up or things.
Is that the closest? I mean, it's very different because of the gloves and the ground and pound, but like, if that was around 10, 15 years ago, would you have gone into that as opposed to this? Yeah,
because there was something very similar to what they're doing now in Karate Combat. There was a thing called Clash of the Titans back in the day.
Okay.
A very traditional, like, karate style. Like, they used to do throws as well as, so you can strike on the floor, like, once. So that's what I was growing up watching. So that is the closest thing to that. So 100% I would have done that.
Do you feel like you have reached a point in MMA that you were at your highest in kickboxing, or do you still have more work to do to get to as good, or have you surpassed that?
So this last fight, I feel like I was 60% of myself.
Really?
Genuinely, which is why I don't know if anyone saw some of the early interviews, I was so harsh on myself immediately. I was pissed off almost, because I was like, man, I could have done more. And my coach is like, do you see what you just did and who you did it against?
Yeah.
People didn't even expect you to do anything close to that. So go easy on yourself. It took me a minute to kind of calm down. But yeah, genuinely, that's 60% of myself. I've got so much more to show. And for me, I think that should be scary for everybody.
60% of yourself in that fight is one thing, but as far as like your confidence in your skills as an MMA fighter, has it now matched or surpassed how you would feel at your best as a kickboxer? Yeah, no,
I think it's surpassed that. My confidence for just being here and knowing that this is what I'm supposed to do and knowing where I can get to, is up.
No problem.
No problems.
Does it bother you that you never got the Bellator title? Is that something that annoys you?
Not really. And you know what? I feel like it was my fault. In the sense that
you beat Logan Storley.
Yeah.
I still believe that till this day, but you didn't get the belt, unfortunately.
But I feel like I was very blasé about getting the belt in general. Every time I got there, I'm just enjoying myself fighting and da-da-da. And I think that attitude means that you are going to miss your target because I'm not actually aiming for it. Whereas here, I'm like, no, I want the belt.
What's the difference?
I don't know. I feel like being a bit more specific about your intentions is going to help with where you get to. And I'm just understanding that now just makes me change kind of what I voice. So yeah, I want the title over here. Whereas in Bellator, I was like, nah, if I get the title, I don't care. I just like exciting fights, and I delivered exciting fights and never got the title.
Okay.
And now I'm here. I'm like, no, I want exciting fights. I want exciting knockouts, and I want the belt. There's the difference.
Is it also because, like, let's just be honest, the UFC title kind of is more prestigious?
100%.
Yeah.
I think so that definitely adds to the want. But I just feel like, I should have just been better at being a bit more intentional back then.
We just spoke to a young fighter, Benoit, who is coming off the first knockout of his career. You've experienced that and haven't since.
Yeah.
How hard was it to get over that? How did that change you as a person and fighter?
For me personally, it wasn't difficult, and it sounds weird to say, but the experience that I had in the kickboxing has helped me in so many different areas, and that being one of them. I used to get my ass handed to me, and it wasn't like, long build-ups to one fight, long build-ups to another fight. It was every weekend I'd drive down to Birmingham and have a competition. This one guy would whoop me. I get to see him again the following weekend, and he'd beat me up again. I get to see the following weekend, and I get beat by maybe somebody else, and that happened for at least 4 or 5 years. Driving up and down, achieving absolutely nothing, and coming back. And as a kid as well, you know, obviously instinctively you want to win, but coming back, and our team was really, really good at the time. So I'm driving back with everybody that just talking about how well they've done. That day, everyone's got trophies and medals, and I'm just sat there just like, nothing. And it took me ages to I just had to keep going, keep doing it. And then something clicked. And as much as I wasn't getting a result, I was getting lessons. And something changed in me, and it got to a point where years before I would get beaten. So then losing in this, it didn't mean anything to me. I was just like, oh, I've already been here before. I'm gonna get you back, which is why I was hungry to get him back straight away.
Right.
Because I've been here, and the annoying thing is, normally I'd get a chance the following weekend. Whereas this, I have to, how many fights do I need? Okay, whatever, give me another fight. Okay, give me another fight. I still want him, but give me another fight. My mentality towards it is different. Losing is nothing. It means so much to everybody else, but I don't care.
That's a huge sort of like positive that you are holding in your back pocket, right? Like if you're not fixated on the fear of losing, you are completely free, right?
Which is why I look so free out there. I can smile, I can dance, hands down. Oh, that's dangerous. No, I can be free, truly free, because I don't care like I said, I'm happy. Regardless of the result, I'm happy, whatever. So I'm just.
How are you so damn happy? Why are you so happy? How do I get to be this happy in my life? How are you always so happy?
I think I got a good, positive, people around me, but also just the positive energy. There's too much negativity out there, and everyone's so fixated on negativity. Just being positive. Being smiley, giving energy. Nobody needs to prove anything to me. I'll just show you respect immediately. But just being more like that. So too many egos out there. And self-reflect. I think that's one of humanity's biggest killers, is that we don't seem to learn from anything, let alone others, just ourselves. Being able to actually analyze ourselves and be like, actually, yeah, maybe I messed up there. People are always scared to be like, they was wrong or apologize for something. Who cares? I'll be passionate about something, and someone gives me one piece of information. I'm like, you know what? You're right. I'm sorry. I was wrong. And what's the big deal? And I think it helps me. It allows me to just be. You can go into whatever direction you want. You're free, because I'm okay to be wrong as well.
Were you always like this?
No, it takes time. It takes time to learn of it. But I try to listen and be open to hearing other opinions and hearing other sides, whether it be religious views or political views, just hearing people's side and trying to see it from their point of view. But again, coming from the martial arts that I came from, understanding somebody's style is important. So I used to do things like I would fight exactly and try to replicate that person's fighting style. I'm talking down to I'm actually just trying to be their style. They fight like this, I try to fight like this. And just to understand what holes does that open up? And and I used to do that religiously all the time. And I think that is part of it. Having an understanding of that view helps you understand the whole picture.
But even as a kid, were you always kind of happy-go-lucky, like smiling?
Yeah, I have to say, my mom, dad, it's a Caribbean feeling. It's always singing, dancing, parties, this, that. Everybody was always joyful, and I just stuck to that. Try to keep replicating that as much as I can.
We need more of that in this world.
Oh, definitely do. Yeah.
Do you meditate?
Yes, but just not as much as I should or I want to.
Okay.
I'd want to kind of get into that. I've been over the last 3-4 years, I've tried to get into that, a bit more in touch with the spirituality side of things. I think I was doing a lot of stuff without really realizing where it's coming from. I'm trying to do a little bit more.
So what do you do? Will you take moments? Will you speak to someone? Will you go on?
No, it's just self-reflecting, just writing stuff down, what can I do better? Speaking to people and being honest. You need to have somebody that you feel comfortable enough to see your ugly side. So I've got a couple of people around me, fortunately, that I can actually be like, yeah, I did this, and just like hear the noise back, and obviously take on their views and be like, okay, I hear what you're saying. And like I said, be wrong. It's okay to be wrong. And I try to do it to other people as well. I can give them my honest opinion first, and I always try to blame them first. I love to be that friend that is, I prefer to, instead of joining in your complaint, oh yeah, man, yeah, that's terrible. This person did that, yeah, that's terrible. Well, let me hear the whole story. What did you do? Okay, well, that was stupid then, because technically if you did that, because my influence is not with the other person, my influence is only here with you because we speak. So if I can help you make better decisions for yourself, then in chain effect, the knock-on effect should be you get better results from that. So yeah, I always try to like do that with other people and then do the same with myself. It's difficult, we all make mistakes all the time, but it's just you have to keep trying to come back and learn from it.
Do you think MMA and the UFC will be the final journey for you as far as your martial arts journey is concerned? Like, do you think you'll ever kickbox again or ever box again or bare knuckle or anything like that? Do you think this is it?
Yeah, I think so. There's, like I said, I've got other goals that I want to aspire towards. Similar, like I said, about the acting side or even writing and stuff. I'm kind of really finding a love for creating stories. So yeah, there's definitely something else I want to lean into. But who knows at the same time, I'm always open to just trying some crazy stuff, which is where the bare knuckle came from.
Right.
So yeah, we'll see. But yeah, in my mind right now, UFC is that final thing I need to do to prove to everybody and to kind of leave something behind for everybody, and then that's it.
What is it, 4 fights, 6 fights?
6 fights.
So, okay, so you got some time.
Oh yeah, I got some time.
But you like to be active.
Love to be active.
So like ideally you can maybe get 3 in this year.
That's the plan. So obviously if this July comes to fruition, that happens, hit July, I would love to do September. That's very close.
Oh wow.
But if I can do something quickly in that fight,
you say September, you say the Sphere?
Yes, it's only because of Sphere.
Yeah.
And again, my creative mind is like, my walkout is going to be insane. I'm not even doing it for the fight, I'm doing it for the walkout. So yeah, if I can get like those 2, that would be great, or maybe July and then something just after that, just before the end of the year. Perfect. And then, we start the new year fresh.
I know last time we spoke about Wonder Boy, this and that, you gave us your reasons. Have you thought more about who the July opponent could be or who you want it to be?
I'm just looking at the ranking system. I think the one that probably makes the most sense would be like an Ian Garry. Considering he thought that I wasn't even going to get past Kevin.
He said that?
Yeah, he said he.
I didn't see that.
There was an interview that he did. I don't know. I'm not sure on what, but they asked him his views on me, and then he was like, "Oh, who's he fighting?" He said, "Kevin." Oh, well, he's not going to beat Kevin. There's no way he gets past Kevin.
Dismissive.
Oh, very dismissive.
Very quickly.
Yeah. Which is fine. And everyone people ask me about my views, and I'm like, everyone's entitled to their opinion. There's no need to be angry about it. But now I've gotten past, then maybe you can stop me.
That would be some matchup.
Yeah. In the UK as well, it's perfect.
Yeah.
I think it's
UK versus Ireland.
Exactly. So that'll be a lot of noise there. I think that's a good fight, and I think he's ranked 7th. 7 is my lucky number.
Okay. What are you?
13th.
13th. Okay. Yeah. Well, you're new. You got to work out.
Yeah, exactly.
Truly indicative of talent.
Yeah, no, not at all. That doesn't bother me. I let other people kind of argue about that. For me, it's just getting that gold.
How do you feel about him? How do you rate him?
No, he's a great fight. Again, like, no need to be negative towards anybody. I think he's sparked a lot of emotional reactions from a lot of people, from his personality to his performances. He's doing good, but I definitely believe I can beat him. So why not?
What do you think of his last performance?
Wasn't his best, but Jeff looked good.
Yeah.
It was a tough one. It wasn't his best. It was a very close fight. Jeff, for me, it was weird that he just kept walking into that knee. I didn't understand that at all. Like, he didn't really change from me. It was just a shot that he just kept falling into. But yeah, no, it wasn't his best performance. But we all have days like that. So does it take anything away from his talent? No, he's still talented.
You see the videos with him and Colby?
Yes, yeah.
You like that stuff?
No. hate completely.
I saw you on. I think it was the clip that the MMA Fighting posted. Kayla talking about how she was treated, and you said,
Yeah, it's a joke. Yeah, no, I hate
you said that Armin should have handled that better.
100%. If somebody asked me a question like that, in all honesty, the fans are going to be fans. They're going to say some stupid stuff. I get
really
comments.
stupid.
That was really stupid,
Yeah.
but I've seen that. All I have to do is look in my message box and see, I can show you some real stupid stuff. Or look in comments, I can show you some stuff. So I expect them to be fans. But then us, as one on the table, God, we don't have to like each other, but we represent the same thing. So us as one on the thing, if you disrespect one person over there, you're disrespecting me as well. So I put you in your place. I don't side with it and laugh and giggle and answer that. That to me it shows him as a person, and I don't like that side of things. That's disgusting to me, especially for a young lady in the sport. Again, I'm a martial artist. For me, I'm always trying to defend the innocent, shall I say, or just the way I'm bred. But just as a man, do better than that, please. I think that's what I said. Just do better.
And so all this stuff that we see at these press conferences or these videos and stuff like that, you probably hate all of it.
Yeah, no, I'm not a fan. My thing is, look how much noise I've been able to make, and I don't have to go down that path of me and you, 100%. We get to fight each other, so we can settle that. But we don't need to talk about anybody else. And I think that's a lot of people, even with this kind of Ian Garry situation, once he kind of said that, people were like, oh, MVP is the perfect guy to let him know because he's going to say some stuff and it's going to be funny. I'm not entertaining that. Like I said, he's entitled to his opinion. We'll settle it like men if we cross paths. But other than that, I'm not jumping on this stupid bandwagon of idiots, to be fair.
Was the only time in your career that it got close to that was the feud with Paul Daly?
Yeah, and even still, I'll make fun of you all day.
Yeah.
Like, all day. Like I said, we get to settle it. So the dangerous part of me making fun of you is you eventually get a chance to knock me out. So that's fine. I think that's fair. That's fair game. No problem. Why am I talking about your mom? Why am I talking about...
Right.
And even if let's say me and Colby end up fighting, if you just start talking about family members, I'm not going to match your energy. The most that will happen is you get caught somewhere slipping and a different side of MVP comes out.
What's that side?
Oh, it's not a nice one.
What do you mean?
It's not a nice one.
Because
that's the kind of side that is me and you outside in the car park. I'll go straight to that.
Okay.
But that's just because of where I come from. So
you have that nasty side.
Oh yeah, 100%. I was raised around it. As much as I didn't indulge in it, I was raised around it, and it is built in me. I learned to express it in a completely different way. But yeah, everyone's got their buttons.
Right. So like we saw with Leon, right? He mentions his father. We saw him snap. We never see Leon snap.
100%.
You don't think you would react the same way?
No. I'll be calm there. But like I said, I will find you before we get to the fight. Maybe the fight doesn't happen.
Oh.
That's just how I am. But like I'm a man of principle. So if you want to do that and I feel like that's a line you've crossed, I don't care about the fight. I don't care if I get cut from the UFC. I will come for you. Like I said, I've enjoyed my career.
Right.
That's why I will just come for you.
Has anyone made it personal with you? Anyone ever crossed the line?
No, not really. Like I think Paul Daly's the closest to kind of try to push the boundaries. That's about it. But we generally didn't like each other.
Right.
Cool. But
you see him now, how is it?
I don't care. It's like it's too far. I haven't seen him anyway, but it's too far past. Who cares? Like he's retired. I'm moved on to what I've moved on to. I don't care enough.
Okay. You think Leon will still be champ by the time you fight for the belt?
In all honesty, I don't see anybody else that can take it from him. I think he's super talented. You've seen in obviously what he's done and the road that he's had to take as well. Yeah, he's super talented. I'm hoping anyway, but I don't see anybody taking it from him.
Man, I need that stadium show in the UK. Who do you support? Who's your team? Do you support a club?
Man United.
You're Man United?
Yeah.
You live in Manchester?
No, but okay, here's the story though.
Okay, where do you live? You live London?
London.
How could you support Man United?
When I was like, I was about 5 years old, my next door neighbor is my best friend at the time, James. All the kids would talk about football, and I didn't watch any sport that I used to play. So I used to play football, but I didn't watch anything. So all the kids are shouting at me about these different teams, and my best friend was like, just say you support Man United. I didn't know what that meant. So somebody like, who do you support? Like, Man United. Then I was like, like just going crazy.
Yeah.
And then the only time, I think I was about 12 when I actually learned who teams were, because I was playing Pro Evolution. So I started playing the game and I started to learn names.
Yeah.
And then I just continued saying what I'd always been saying. And, started to watch it a bit more and so on and so forth. And yeah, just...
You follow it now?
Yeah, I love it now.
Didn't you play for like for youth team for QPR?
I had trials with QPR, trials with Fulham. I played for Epsom Eagles and like
so
I had a few teams.
You were quite good.
I was any kind of sport that I picked up, I always picked up really, really well.
So why'd you stop?
I was just a bit of a jack of all trades, and I think I got bored a bit too easy. And at the time, the same opportunities wasn't as big as they are now. But yeah, I just kept chopping and changes. Like I've been offered to do a skiing course because the guy went to train me for the Olympics for slalom.
What?
Yeah, exactly. Like,
really?
Yeah.
Did
tennis.
you do it?
No. He's like, it's gonna cost a lot of money.
Okay.
And this and I'm like, I don't have a lot of money. This one I was young, so like I took to that. I used to break dance. I had like break dancing around London. I was on a swimming team. I did like anything I used to touch, I'd pick it up really, really well. The only thing I stuck at was the kickboxing. And then just kind of, that was a family thing. So it didn't even seem like a sport to me until I made it professional.
Do you still play now?
Not really, not really, not as much. Obviously, it's not dangerous, but you know what I mean? I don't want to get injured doing something like that and then not being able to, do what I'm now passionate about and make a living from.
Okay, last one, because it's been a hot topic here on the show and everyone's going all crazy about it. Jake Paul, Mike Tyson.
Yeah, I don't like it.
Okay.
And only, I have nothing against Jake Paul. I just don't, the potential picture that Mike Tyson could be lying on the floor and Jake Paul could be standing above him, I hate.
Because of the age or because of the legacy? Because
Just the legacy. I think
not
I hate.
the age.
Not the age.
57,
Yeah, I think it's a stupid, again, I get the gimmick of it. And
you just
the
don't
money.
think Mike Tyson should be knocked out by Jake Paul?
Not at all.
Why not?
It's just Mike Tyson's legacy to all come down to, not that it completely takes it away, but for this next generation to remember Mike Tyson in that picture, I would hate.
Okay.
I would hate. For somebody that's not achieved enough yet in boxing, to be given that opportunity, is ugly. I don't believe he will, because Mike Tyson looks amazing. But
the videos are nuts.
Of what?
Of him hitting mitts. Of Mike hitting mitts.
Oh no, he looks unbelievable.
57, he's looking like that.
He looks. Let me funny. That's something he can't lose. And even when he was him and Roy Jones, he could still see the movement and it's the peekaboo style is just an unbelievable style that just fit him perfectly. I don't believe he will knock him out. He may beat him.
Meaning Jake will knock him out?
Yeah, I don't believe he'd be able to knock him out. And I do still feel like Mike Tyson does have stupid power in his hands and stuff, but he is 57. It's just, unfortunately, you are just that little bit further away from what you used to be and haven't done it for a long time. Yeah, the potential of it, I just don't like.
Will you watch it?
I'll probably end up hearing about the result. I don't even want to watch it. No.
Netflix.
I feel like you're feeding the beast.
Right.
Because then there's something else is going to happen. Somebody else is going to come out and do the same thing again. It's like, no, I don't want to keep feeding it. I'm not against Jake Paul in any way, shape, or form.
No,
It's just
that. I know your team KSI.
Yes.
Yes.
That's my
your boy.
Yeah.
I had a laugh with people during your fight. I tweeted something to the effect of, "Oh wow, you know what? After thinking about it, MVP fights a lot like KSI." And people are like, "You fucking..." They didn't realize that I was joking. "You fucking idiot! Have you never seen him before? How can you influencer boxing? Bullshit." It is amazing how much he does look like you.
No,
when he's out there,
he's really as in like taking a style, but it's not just him. Like even seeing Norbert Naveni take on the style, another guy, Felix Klinkhammer, has taken on the style. Like I just like the fact that it's a gift that I've been able to kind of give on to
How many fighters can you say like, "Oh wow, that's MVP"? You know what I mean? Like there's not that many fighters that you could be like, "Oh, that's his style." Conor is like that a little bit. He has a specific style, but there's not a ton of guys who you could be like, "Oh, he looks like a copy of you."
Yeah, exactly.
The bouncing around and everything. It's amazing.
It's quite a unique style.
Yeah.
in the cage and just in this sector, and there seems to be more people that are being inspired to want to come over, want to make that move, which is great. I'm happy to see that, and happy to see that the people of, you know, they see the value in my gift,
right?
To kind of encompass that, and you kind of make it their own and go from there. So yeah, I'm loving it. I'm loving it.
Well, I'm loving everything that's happening to you and for you.
Thank you.
Congrats again on the win, and thank you for stopping by. I know you had a lot going on here.
No, but like I said, seriously, you've somebody that's been messing with me from way back. Massive appreciation. So for you, it will always happen.
We've even like jammed together.
Yeah, I couldn't bring my decks this time. But,
yeah. Did you bring it fight week in Miami?
No, I didn't. I'm actually trying to get a smaller version so I can kind of like maneuver with it a bit easier.
That was a good time.
Yeah.
Don't get corporate on us. Still say this, same old MVP.
Never.
That is Michael Venom Page. He had a great debut just a couple of weeks ago. Hopefully he returns in July if everything is looking good. I do like that Ian Garry fight. Very nice. And so let's see how that all shakes out. Thanks for watching. We appreciate it very much. Hey, if you like this video, give us the old thumbs up. Subscribe as well. You could get many more of these videos on the channel, so please do that. We would love you forever if you did so.